$19 million on hundreds of legal claims and attorney's fees to go along with it. This is last year. They awarded some plaintiffs millions of dollars in settlements, and Rachel O'Brien from OpenTheBooks.com joins us live to hash it out. So, Rachel, as we focus on this, let's break down the settlement money here, the legal fees, and who received the largest payment.
Yeah, so you guys actually did a report this spring on civil rights lawsuits, specifically the payouts from police between 2020 and 2023. That was $13.5 million during that time period, 4 years. When you add in all of the claims, auto accidents, property damage, the police department paid almost $19 million last year. So the largest payout was a civil rights one. It was to the family of Seth Greenstone. He was shot in the head. He survived, but he can't speak. He has lasting damage. So his family was paid $6.3 million. And the department also paid over $400,000 in legal fees. They're paying a lot in legal fees whenever they're doing payouts, making payouts to people. They're also having to pay their own legal fees, as well as, the legal fees of these plaintiffs. So Christopher Jones, he was an inmate in the Clark County Detention Center. And he's deaf, and he was denied services like sign language interpreters, so he couldn't communicate. So the police paid him $500,000. Another civil rights lawsuit, Kiera Green paid $500,000. She was wrongfully arrested for murder. Police found the correct person, and she was in jail for 72 days. So she got $500,000. The Review Journal, they got a settlement. The paper accused the department of violating public records law and hiding records. They got $600,000 to pay for their legal fees for this lawsuit. So there were 30 more settlements where the police paid between $100,000 and $200,000 in settlements. But then there were hundreds and hundreds of payments under $100,000 for things like property damage.
And so the figures we're using right now from the year 2024, how does it look when we do the whole compare to contrast to years before that?
So in 2023, the department, we know they spent over $16 million on lawsuits for similar things, right? Jasmine King got $11.5 million. She sued the department. Explosives went off at her door and hit her in the face. There was another payout, $1.75 million for Jason Dickman. The family went to his family. He died in police custody. He was strangled by an inmate. So you do have these big settlements, but there's an important distinction between 2023 and 24. In 24, we got records that show $5.5 million for these small claims like bodily injury from an automobile or property damage. We don't have those records from 23, so it's hard to say whether it's more or less. In that area. We just have the $16 million in sort of the larger claims that we know about. So it could have very much gone up, or it could have gone down. It's really hard to say.
Every city is unique, but is there a way for you to kind of compare us to other cities and what you have seen through all of the news gathering you've done on this?
Yeah, you do get large settlements, right? Even in smaller police departments, Williamson County, Texas, they paid $5 million for the wrongful death of a man, Javier Ambler. Those large police departments across the country, big cities, they're paying hundreds of millions. NYPD paid $205 million in settlements last year. That was the highest payout in years for them. In Chicago, they paid $145 million. This year, as of the beginning of June, they paid $145 million this year. It's more than double than what they budgeted. LAPD, they paid $100 million last year. And so those are all figures that have gone up in recent years, larger payouts, larger settlements, and more lawsuits for these departments. So Metro PD is certainly not immune, but that $19 million is certainly far less than some of those other departments I just mentioned.
Rachel, it's always illuminating, enlightening. We learn something every time we check in with you, and we'll make sure that all of your reporting done on this is posted.